everybody? Gaming back to the team here, and welcome back to some more Lego. To what I've been recording recently, to new Super Mario Bros. Wii, where in the last episode we took on the first half of the special world, and in today's episode we are finishing the special world once and for all. No more special world, no more, done, bye bye, haha, see you later. We still got 4 levels to get through, but in order for me to get through this, I will not be able to provide live commentary. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, there's still gonna be commentary, it's just gonna be post-production commentary, because I need complete and utter concentration if I stand any chance of getting through these last 4 levels. So let's go ahead and get straight into World 9-5, and I will see you guys on the other side once I finally finish the special world. Here we go. Right at the start of the level, you want to make sure you are Super Mario or some other form of level 2 power-up, so that you'll be able to take a hit with the Cooligans. First off, hit the yellow switch at the bottom right over here to spawn a yellow platform that will lower and sink. Leap up onto the platform and hit both question blocks to get the penguin suit. From there, however, to the right side of the level and leap up to the next level. Be wary of the Cooligans here and make a careful jump up to the set of 3 orange platforms on the left side. From there, wait for a Cooligan to shoot out of the pipe on the far right and then quickly slide down towards said pipe. As you reach the bottom of the decline, jump up to the ledge above you and grab the first star coin. After crossing this section, jump up through the orange platforms and wall jump up the ice blocks on the left to reach the star coin. Then head back to the middle and wait for a Cooligan to pass through before wall jumping between the ice blocks to reach the next layer of the level. From there, if you've lost your penguin suit, be sure to grab another one in the left-hand question block. However, if you do still have your penguin suit, do not touch that block, because if you lose the suit later, you're going to need this source for backup. From here, I was being a bit of a goof trying to go after these red ring riches, even though I'd already lost my penguin suit, and it would most likely be suicide, as demonstrated here. And for that reason, I can't recommend that you go after the red ring riches unless you have your penguin suit. I didn't go after them here simply because I didn't need any more extra lives, and I just wanted to get through this level as quickly as possible, because I hate this level. So now I'm trying to grab the 3rd star coin. To do that, first I recommend freezing the big pokey thing, and then leaping up from the bottom ice platform in order to break the ice, instantly killing it. The goal here is to take out all of these black pokey things, but to do that, the best method to do this, for the big one, is to hit it from underneath after freezing it, and for the small one, to ground pound from up top to hit it. However, you have to be careful in doing that, because there's always a chance you'll miss your ground pound, as I did those past 2 times, and you could fall all the way down and get hit by some of the other black pokey things. Or if you just miss your target completely like I did there, you may not hit anything and still fall down. So it's a very tricky maneuver that you have to do in order to actually hit this thing. So it's sometimes easier to hit it from beneath, but most of the time with the small one, I prefer to hit it from above ground, as I demonstrate here. So now that we've taken out every single thing on that little track right there, the next objective is to jump onto one of the brown blocks, and then on our loop around, freeze the black pokey on the far right hand side. So as I do here, you want to hop onto one of the ones as it comes around the left, and then just continually shoot ice balls at the pokey on the far right hand side until you freeze it. Once you freeze it, I made a leap for it right there because I knew I would be able to land on it, but you have to time your jump properly so that you land on the pokey as it crosses around and as you cross around. Because the blocks go in 2 opposite directions, it's really hard to time it properly. But if you do it like I did there, you should have no problem getting it. However, I will say with absolute confidence, it's one of the trickiest star coins to get in the game. However, that does not preclude the fact that World 9-7 is the most challenging one, because it has 3 of the most difficult star coins to get in the entire game. With this level, you need to time your jumps very carefully to avoid falling into the lava. Try to jump onto the platforms as they start to rise, as opposed to jumping onto them as they start to fall into the lava. There isn't much else that I can say about this section, other than that you really have to time your jumps carefully. But once you pass these 2 circles right here, slide down the left wall of this big rock structure and slip into this hidden room that contains the first star coin. After that, jump up past these platforms and be careful when jumping across these tiny platforms, being careful not to hit the lava spikes, as always. If you took a hit from something previously, or you just need a little bit of an upgrade, there's a fire flower located in this left-hand question block. Now I'm hanging back a little bit here to make sure that I don't get hit by the lava, and I'm waiting for it to fall right there. Past that, you're going to want to make sure you take out this big ball and chain thing really quickly, especially before you snag the second star coin, because he's going to be very annoying if you don't. But I decided to go for the risk here and nab the second star coin before taking him out, which I wouldn't ordinarily recommend doing because if he hits you with his fireball before you hit the second star coin, it can really mess up your game. If you want to hit these red ring riches, which I did, wall jump off of those 2 stone bricks, grab all of the red rings, which I actually missed 3, and then from here just take a running dash off of these little orange platforms, get a running start, and grab that 8th one at the last second. From there, you should get a fire flower if you're a level 2 or level 1, or if you're level 3, you should get a 1-up, which is kind of redundant seeing as there's a fire flower in that left-hand question block right there. But this one, you want to jump up as the platform sinks into the lava, so that when it comes back up, you'll be ready for it, which is kind of oxymoronical to what I said earlier in the video about how you want to jump on as it rises instead of as it lowers, but as you can see right here, it's a strategy that works, even though I did take some hits. But that was solely because of the little ball and chain thing. Now, acquiring this 3rd star coin is made infinitely easier if you have a propeller head, but if you don't, wait until that platform right there falls to the absolute bottom, and then get a running start to jump and grab the 3rd star coin. I almost messed up there, I almost fell into the lava, but I had quick reflexes and spun back into position. From there, you're going to have to wait until this lava spike falls back down so that the platform is visible again, and then once it's at the bottom once more, get a running start. Try and stick your landing. If you can't, you can always wall jump and spin to try and secure yourself. Even if you have to resort back to this original platform, that's fine, because you can always go back onto the platform and hop up onto the layer with the red pipe. However, none of that is necessary if you have a propeller head, because I didn't and the level doesn't give you one, and I didn't want to waste one of my propeller heads. I decided to show you guys how to do it the trickier way. That way, it should be easy to do the easier way. For this next level, I recommend you put on an ice flower and an invincibility star. An epic combination that will work very well for this level, and you'll see why in a second. Fire does not work well with this level at all, because it will melt away the ice instantaneously. Contrary to every other piece of ice inside this game, this ice is very sensitive to any sort of fire, be it from a piranha plant or from your own fireballs. Upon impact, it will melt, and there's nothing you can do about that. So, with an ice flower and invincibility star, what can you do? Well, your jump height is increased slightly, so you can just power through this section. And then you can also wall jump off of that left-hand pipe with no problem. And you can also rampage through this section until it runs out. And even then, it's relatively easy to freeze everything with your ice flower. And also, you want to hear a fun fact? I instinctively shook my hands because I instinctively would have shook my hands to like shake the controller inside the game, but whatever. That was just kind of weird. Anyway, to get the second star coin, you want to stand right above this piranha plant right here, so that the piranha plant on the far right can burn you a path straight to the second star coin. Real quick, I just want to mention we're doing this level in 2 runs. Run number 1 is to get the 1st and 2nd star coins. Run number 2 is going to get the 3rd star coin. You'll see why we have to do 2 runs in a second. Once you feel the piranha plant has burned you a sufficient enough path to the star coin, you can make a running start, grab the star coin, leap upwards, and try and slide under all these piranha plants to try not to take a hit. But if you do end up taking a hit, that's fine, because we're not going to get the 3rd star coin now. But it's almost impossible, as a preface, it's almost impossible to nab the 3rd star coin if you don't have a fire flower, because you have to take out both of those fire bros. So now we're on run number 2. First off, you want to make sure you're at least level 2 Mario so that you can easily grab that fire flower from the question mark over there. And when you hit that section, slide under those piranha plants so that you don't get hit by any of them, because you need that fire flower to at least take out the first fire bro. From there, you can just kind of hop on the second one's head. I wish I could have kept that fire flower though, because it would have made this easier. I could have burnt away that middle ice block, and I could have easily wall jumped out of here. But because of this, I almost died. But luckily, I was able to ricochet myself between those 2 ice blocks on the right-hand side, so I could escape. But keep in mind, it's easier if you can somehow sustain the fire flower all the way up until the end.
Yeah, Mario time!
And now we move on to the coup de grace of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is World 9-8. What power-up do I recommend for this level? I highly recommend you guys equip a propeller head because it's one that takes place entirely in the sky. And it's a very bouncy level. So basically this level's premise is bouncing up and down on clouds. And this is made infinitely easier if you have a propeller head because you can just kind of zip all over the place. But even if you don't have a propeller head, you can bounce up and down. Speaking of which, use the propeller head to zip up and grab this first star coin right here and then ground pound down to make sure you don't get hit by any of the pokies. So now for pretty much the entire level, it's just a case of bouncing. There's no risk of falling anywhere, it's just a risk of getting down to below level 1 Mario and getting hit by all these pokey things, which is basically your only threat in this level is those pokey things. Other than that, you're pretty safe. There's nothing for you to fall into. Although, actually, I retract my former statement. There is one thing for you to worry about later in the level. You want to hit that P block right there to turn the bricks into coins, and then bounce across the clouds to pocket as many of these coins as you can, hopefully getting yourself up to scoring yourself a few extra lives before the coins turn back into bricks. Star coin number 2 is just along this rail. Be sure to zip up into it before it flies away. Now, star coin number 3 is perhaps the riskiest of all of them. And that's not because, you have to have incredible jumping techniques. It's just dangerous. Just very, very dangerous, to say the least. And here's where that danger comes into play. You want to stand on these blocks right here. Make sure you're nowhere near the clouds, because guess what happens if you are? You are going to get annihilated by this massive king bill. I don't even know if we can call it a king bill. It's the massive version of the king bill. And unfortunately, I did have to take a hit from what is officially referred to as a king bill, even though I think it should be classified as something more like a mega bill. It's because of how friggin' massive it is. But as you may have been able to guess, you are going to have to put yourself on the line with one of these king bills in order to acquire the third and final star coin in the entire game. So what started out as a cutesy level turns into a very dangerous level. But if you have the mini mushroom, it should be easier because you have increased jump height. So stand on top of these blocks to cut yourself off from hitting either of these king bills. Leap down at the last second to grab the star coin. Hop over pretty much everything else in this level, and then you will hit the final goal post in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's 100% if I've ever seen one. So now it's time for me to finally do what I said I was going to do throughout the entire walkthrough, but never actually did, and that is head back to World 1 and never really head back to Princess Peach's castle to finally take a look at some of those, some of those guide videos, I think they refer to them as, that the whole game has been advertising to us the entire time. So let's take a look, shall we? Now, keep in mind, I won't actually be buying any of these. I'm just going to breeze through real quick to show that when you 100% the game, all of these are eligible to buy, although at this point you don't really need to buy any of them. Unless you want to go back and get, start speedrunning through this, practice speedrunning skills or something like that. Or if you just want to find ways to get infinite 1-ups for future playthroughs, because this game has infinite replayability value, because, it's a platformer. But anyway, that's pretty much it for New Super Mario Bros. Wii. One more thing. You see those toad houses? They have a blue dot in front of them now, as opposed to a black dot and the toad house being in the ground. Meaning, you can go back to those toad houses indefinitely. Meaning, I'm going to now try and figure out what the max value for all of those power-ups is, so I can make a video showing the max number of power-ups for every single one of those, because you can return to these toad houses indefinitely. And because we have our little cheat sheet so that we know where they all are, it should be relatively easy to figure out, to reach max power-ups. But as you can see, we now have all 5 stars in the game. And if you for some reason don't see this on your save file, it means one thing for sure. It means, one, you didn't follow along with the walkthrough, because obviously doing what I did with this walkthrough gets you all 5 stars. But let me give you the specifics. To get the first star, you're going to have to beat the game. That means defeating Bowser. To get star number 2, you have to beat every normal level in the game, meaning, touch every goalpost, and that means that, if you see a cannon and you skip a world, you have to go back and do those levels eventually. So when you go to the Star Coins tab, you should see all of the levels completed, and then to get Star 3, you have to get all 207 Star Coins from the first 8 worlds, and to get Star 4, you have to get all 24 Star Coins in World 9. To get the 5th and final star, you have to find every secret goal and use every warp cannon, which we did, and for the exception of the Desert World secret pipe, which I got off screen. That is the entirety of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. All 5 stars are there on the save file. It's been a heck of a run, and I already gave you my thoughts on the walkthrough, so I guess there's nothing much else to do except sign out. I'm going to miss this game, I really am, as I do with all my walkthroughs. I'm going to miss doing a walkthrough of it, because I had a lot of fun replaying through the game. So other than that, guys, I would like to thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. If you're new around here, why not subscribe to stay updated for all content, previous, current, and upcoming. And other than that, guys, I have been Game 13, signing off, saying, hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time, next week, specifically at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the next big walkthrough, which you all know is LEGO Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues. Goodbye, and enjoy the credits, because I'm going to play them through again, because I don't think I did them justice when I played through, or when I did my little reflection, because I was talking over the whole time. So, goodbye, and enjoy the credits.